Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's Popeye from FederalJack.com and Down the Rabbit Hole. Just wanted to let you all know what happened to me today. My Facebook account has been disabled. Now, the one you're looking at right here, this picture where it says Popeye Dtrh, this is a backup account that I made months back just in case something like this happened because people's accounts have been getting suspended for 12-hour periods, 24-hour periods, 72-hour periods for stupid things. So I made a backup account just in case. So that's what I'm able to show you these pictures on. But my regular account on Facebook, Popeye FederalJack, which is the account I've had for years. It's the account I'm attached to like 50 different fan pages as an admin, like 200 groups, just connected all over the place, Facebook-wise. That's the one that's most entrenched. And Facebook disabled it out of nowhere. I don't post spam, nothing like that. Don't harass anybody. Out of nowhere, they said it's disabled for violating Facebook terms. I didn't violate any Facebook terms. Well, apparently, I have to use my real name. First of all, I don't even know how you could just assume that someone's name on Facebook isn't real, especially how do you know if their parents weren't hippies or if they're in another country, but that's besides the point. Anyway, they just assumed that I'm violating their policies. Now, it's not just an assumption. I know where this is from, but you're not allowed to quote-unquote impersonate anybody or have a fake account, blah, 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 blah. So basically, they want me to prove who I am. So they want a government-issued ID with the name Popeye FederalJack on it, which obviously doesn't exist because the account is made for my radio show, not for my personal life. My personal life is not connected in any way, shape, or form to the radio show. I know most people out there think they're geniuses and know everything and would go, well, there's some way it's connected to it. But no, it's not. I did it that way on purpose. There's very few people that know my real name, or I like to call it my legal slave name. I go by Popeye. That's why I used it as my radio show name. In real life, people know me as Popeye. There's more physical people on this planet that know me by that name than know me by my legal name. So, and I don't have it connected to any of this because I don't make money on this or anything like that. So there's no reason to connect any of that. And that part of my life, there's not connected to this, okay? There's reasons for that, many reasons. I myself, in years past, I was a victim of identity theft. So I'm very big on protecting, legal identities and stuff like that, especially when it comes to people stealing that stuff. I am not about to just give somebody my stuff to put in a database somewhere. Oh, go ahead, I trust you. No, I don't trust you. And I'm not going to give Facebook, of all people, the data mining kings, I'm not going to give them my license, my personal name, my address, my birth date. That's what they want. I'm not giving them all that information. You're going to put it in a database, and how do I know that someone from your database won't take it? I know for a fact that when I had my identity stolen, it wasn't stolen because someone hacked it or anything like that. I know it was taken from a database, a government database, okay? Supposedly ones that are protected, and yet it was done by someone on the inside who had access, and they stole identities and sold them. It happens all the time. The biggest thefts occur from court clerks and people of the like that have access to these things. You work inside of a VA hospital, you work for Social Security, you work at as a court clerk somewhere. Maybe a person's pissed and they're disgruntled at their job and they decide to start stealing identities and selling them to make money. It's not theirs. What do they care? That's how this works. So I'm not going to play that. I'm not going to give Facebook. First of all, there's that aspect of it. Then there's also the aspect that I understand that Facebook's just data mining and how they're connected to the NSA and the CIA. I'm not playing that game. I'm not going to let you data mine. Anyway, so I go to log in, and this is what I find on Facebook today. My account's been disabled. You can see my personal account disabled, Popeye FederalJack. That's the account right there, this one. And it's the name I've been using on Facebook for years. So you can see I've been going back and forth with them. This is me going back and forth, and this is the last one. Because they originally, when I put in for it, they just denied it within like 10 minutes. And then I had to send this back in and now it's being reviewed. And I explained how there is no possible way that they're going to have an ID, because there is no ID that says Popeye FederalJack. It's my radio show name. That's the, I use it for Facebook. It's not a personal Facebook account. It's for getting in contact with other researchers and the listeners and guests and stuff like that. And blah, 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 blah. And I was professional about it. I didn't, you better, or I'm gonna, because that doesn't get you anywhere. When you're dealing with a situation where they don't really give you many options to even try to appeal anything, you can't go in there guns a-blazing, screaming, rah! That's not the way things work. So I'm trying to handle it as politely as I can, even though I am very irked about the situation. So anyway, I took screenshots so you guys could see. So this is the backup account. If you're on Facebook and you want to friend me, the backup account, it's Popeye Dtrh. Popeye Dtrh. It's pretty easy. It's got my avatar for the show there. So why was your account disabled? Blah, 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 blah. Our policies, and somebody complained, and blah, blah. What happened was I was involved in a thread discussing geoengineering yesterday, and the people in the thread were all against anybody that was talking about geoengineering, and they were calling names chemtards, everything else, making fun of people that use the word chemtrail or geoengineering. And they were going back and forth, and they kept using ad hominem attacks, and they kept attacking me. And I said, I kept posting a video link about ad hominem attacks and like what it is, so they could educate themselves from the Critical Thinking Academy or Critical Thinker Academy, one of the two. And I posted a couple other videos about real information showing that there was geoengineering going on back in the 50s. The Brits doing it, we did it in Vietnam, all this other stuff. Well, one of the last comments that the person made to me before I made them look like a moron was how they were attacking how my name was fake. Nice fake account name. So I have a feeling that individual probably put in a complaint. And it only takes, this is the downside to YouTube and Facebook. It only takes one person putting in a complaint because maybe they don't like what you said to them or whatnot, and Facebook will look at your thing and go, "Oh, you must verify who you are now." Or you post a picture and someone says, "Oh, I was offended at it." Oh, it's taken down and you're suspended for 3 days. I mean, that's how it works. And people could say, "Well, what do you care? What are you whining about Facebook for anyway?" Well, that's where the fight is. I mean, go on Alexa.com and put in YouTube and Facebook. Okay, or put Facebook versus like MySpace or any of these other social networking sites. Maybe Twitter's good, but put in Facebook versus all these other social networking sites, and you'll see Facebook's one of the biggest sites in the world. Now, yes, there are a lot of people bailing and going elsewhere because of Facebook's tactics and policies, but for right now, that's where the fight is. That's where the fight is. That's why they've cracked down on, you have 10,000 followers on a fan page and you post something and 30 people see it because they cut down the amount of people that see your posts and everything else. I mean, Facebook's just out of control. Anyway, that's where the fight is. So that's where I'm trying to educate people. I mean, I don't want to go someplace where there's 4 people and everybody knows what's going on. That's pointless. So here's, you can see a screenshot of the original complaint and blah 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 blah. And this is disabled account appeal ID request. Do you have a valid government issued ID? No, not under the name Popeye Dtrh. Of course I wouldn't. I'm not going to give you my real name because it's not attached to the radio show or the website in any way, shape, or form. So why would I give it to you, Facebook, grandmasters of giving away people's information? That's retarded. I wouldn't do it. So this is where we're at now. I messaged them, and literally within 10 minutes, look, your account was disabled for violating the Facebook terms. Facebook requires everyone to list their real name on their account. Fake accounts and accounts created to impersonate someone or something else are not allowed. Well, this account wasn't made to impersonate anybody. It is the account for Popeye of FederalJack.com, who physically does exist because I animate that person, right? I animate Popeye. That's my nickname, and it's me. But there's no ID that says Popeye, and I'm not going to give you my legal name because that's not connected to this in any way, shape, or form, and it shouldn't be. I don't make any money off this, so there's no reason, there's no check. I don't want to hear, well, in the back end, I'm sure the network has your home address. No, they don't. Of course, the owner of the network knows my real name, but I'm friends with him. The point is, I shouldn't have to give them an ID with my real name, my birth date, my address, and all this other information on it just to be able to use Facebook. That's ridiculous. Especially with all the other people on Facebook with all the crazy names. So I know, obviously, Facebook didn't target me. It's not a grand conspiracy about the Illuminati. It's some D-bag complained, and because Facebook's policies of people being able to complain and stuff, just like YouTube, is so lax, anybody can abuse it. They can get pissed off at you, like apparently this person did, and abuse it. And then suspend the account. And it's disabled. It's not deleted. It's disabled. So they could turn it back on with the stroke of a pen. They haven't done it yet. And who knows if they will. So for right now, if you want to, the FedJack fan page is still there. But if you want to find me on Facebook, for right now, just type in Popeye Dtrh, and it should pop up here. This is what it should look like. It should have the avatar here, Down the Rabbit Hole with Popeye. And, it should say, host, producer, Down the Rabbit Hole, blah, 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 blah. And you should see posts like this. Here's Joe. Hey, guys, Popeye got hit by Facebook, blah, 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 blah. So if you see this stuff, this is the account. Send a friend request, and I'll keep you guys updated as to what's going on. But yes, I have been blocked by Facebook, and although it's not the only method that I use to get information out, it is still a big kick in the pants because, again, that account was connected to so many fan pages that I was an admin on, that I had been added to over the years, that I was able to, like in the case of the Canna Moms, I interviewed these ladies, and I'm still interviewing some of them, but about their sick kids and how cannabis could help some of them in some cases, and how cannabis is helping some of them in others. And I was able to get them tons of attention and have people all over the world see their story, because I was able to not only get it up all over the other places that I do, but on Facebook, I have access to all these groups and all these fan pages. Well, that's all gone now. All because one person complained that my name and my account were fake, because they were mad because I schooled them with logic in a comment thread on Facebook. So their retaliation is to complain to Facebook that my account is fake and blah, 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 blah. And then Facebook's only recourse is, well, you have to show us, you have to give us proof of who you are. And I offered them proof. I said, I will give you proof of who I am, but I'm not going to give you a real ID. There's other ways I could prove to them. I said, you can go to my website, you can hear my archives. You go to my wall, look at my wall, look at all the interactions I have with my listeners and everything on a daily basis. I mean, I actually interact with my listeners all the time. Go look at my wall. So I appealed it, and I wrote out this long letter. Do I know if I'm going to get it back? No, I do not. I do not know. At this point, I don't know what's going on. So let everybody know. I mean, I had a pretty big following on that Facebook account alone. My fan page has over 10,000 likes on it. So the Popeye account itself had over 2,000 friends, not to mention a ton of people that followed the actual account, that even if they weren't your Facebook friends, they follow you, so anything you post still shows up in their informational timeline, whatnot. Yeah, I had a couple thousand that followed me, connected to all sorts of different accounts, pages, everything else. And of course, I'm not relying solely on Facebook, but it was a huge, huge tool that I used to talk to authors, to talk to different guests, to talk to my listeners. And now it was taken away from me for no reason at all. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't spam anybody. I didn't post anything. I didn't even post anything that they said, oh, you posted an image that violated. No, they want my real information because somebody complained and said I have a fake account. So because one person was mad at me, now all of this is a huge problem. And again, this has ripple effects because there's a lot of stuff that I post online onto a lot of fan pages that people don't realize that I posted it. But because I'm an admin, so I don't go on and go, look, Popeye posted this. I just post it so the information gets out there. What about all that information? Now because this one person is mad because they look like an idiot, now all that's blocked. Because it's going to take me a long time to get reconnected to all those pages. You can't, you could just contact all those people real quick, Popeye, and send out messages. I'd have to have them as friends first. It's a brand new backup account. I'd have to get all those people get reconnected. How am I supposed to tell them that my account got removed and got disabled when I can't talk to them? You can't message somebody like that unless you're connected to them. I haven't been able to with this new account. I have to be friends with them first to be able to message them. Maybe it's a setting in their settings or whatnot, but how am I supposed to reach out to people? I have to friend request them. So hence I'm shooting this video to let you all know. Popeye FederalJack, the Facebook account, has been disabled. I'm trying to get it back, and I'll let you know if I do. But for right now, it's disabled. So just go over and friend request the backup account I made, Popeye Dtrh, and we'll go from there. And that's it. And hopefully I get the old account back. And yes, again, people are going to say, well, Popeye, who cares about Facebook? Well, again, that's where the fight is. It's like YouTube. If people, when YouTube was doing their purges, people would say, well, why don't you go to Vimeo or Dailymotion? Here, I'll tell you why. Go to Alexa.com and take Vimeo, Dailymotion, and YouTube and compare all three websites on their ranks globally and in the United States. And you tell me why I go to YouTube and why I stay there and why I stay where the fight is. Because out of the three, it reaches the most people. I don't want to be sitting in a room with 5 people who already know what I'm talking about and be preaching to them over and over and over again. I want to engage people that don't know what I'm talking about. I want to engage people that want to debate me and fight me about this stuff. I want to reach out to the people that don't know this stuff. That's the whole point of waking people up. That's why I do this. I don't do it to hear myself talk or to sit in the same room with 5 people and, oh, yeah, let's all talk about the same thing over and over and over again. Woohoo! Yeah, 9/11 was not done the way the government said it was. Yeah, we're all on the same page. That's great. It's not what I'm in this for. Anyway, check it out, Popeye Dtrh, and you can always find me over on Twitter, @FederalJack, and @DTRH_Popeye. So @DTRH_Popeye and @FederalJack over on Twitter. And friend the new page over on Facebook for right now. I'll keep you all updated. Thank you for the love and the support throughout the years every time I get hit by something like this. We'll get through it. We'll get through it together. I am not going anywhere. I am not giving up. That's not how I roll, ladies and gentlemen. It's just not how I roll. Anyway. Show me some love, support, DTRH, Popeye, DTRH over on Facebook, and I'll keep you informed. I'm out.